welcome to the final episode of our MSC Virtuosa Cruise Vlogs series. In this episode we enjoy our last dinner at the Yacht Club, we have a sunset walk around the pool decks, we enjoy more bonkers entertainment, and unfortunately we have a very troublesome disembarkation.
Right then, so it's that really sad time.
The time has come, it's the last night. Packing, as you can see, is nearly done.
Yeah.
Last few things
hate
before we have to throw it out before 1 o'clock. It's white night tonight.
It is white night tonight, so we're going to go out and have a nice meal and see what entertainment we've got to look forward to tonight.
Yes.
We've been really chuffed with the entertainment. We've heard lots of mixed things. We've had experience before which wasn't the best, but the talent in the show has been great, so we're looking forward to tonight, which I think is called New York.
New York, yes.
Yes, and then we're going to party on the prom. But this is one sad thing that we are going to miss. Look at this beautiful, beautiful view. We've had the most amazing weather, and having a balcony cabin has just been brilliant, hasn't it, Paul?
Oh, excellent.
Well, you haven't really spent any time on it, have you?
Well, no, but what's brilliant for me is Carole spends time out there.
Yes.
So what that means is, as any man will know, you get a bit of peace to yourself, which is brilliant.
Yes. So we are going to so miss this view. We're on our way back from Southampton.
To Southampton.
What did I say?
Back from Southampton.
No, we've come from Portland in Dorset. So yeah, so here we are. And we should be docking there first thing in the morning and heading home, sadly. But look at that. Just can't beat this view. So we've headed straight back to the Yacht Club, Paul, haven't we? And as soon as we've sat down, we've got our drinks and look at our little aperitifs and crisps. But look at the view too, right at the front of the ship. Perfect. And with some lovely music in the background that Paul could sing along to if you wanted to, Paul. One of your favourite songs, isn't it? So we're so chuffed to be back in the Yacht Club for dinner. Excited, aren't we, Paulie? So I'm just going to show you. I've got cauliflower soup, cream of cauliflower, and Paulie's trying to start the Chinese dumplings.
Assortment of Chinese dumplings with the sweet chili dipping sauce.
But look at the spot we got. But look at that. Pretty awesome, isn't it, Paulie Morgan?
Those are better settings for an evening meal, I haven't seen it.
Yes. So for main, we've gone for... This very nice gentleman keeps filling me up with wine. We've gone for rack of lamb, and look at that. Paulie's gone for the same, haven't you? It smells awesome, doesn't it? And to end a superb meal, we've got sticky toffee pudding. What do you got to say about that, Paulie Morgan?
Got to say, yum yum.
Looks amazing, smells awesome. So we're stuffed to the gunnels at Paulie Morgan.
We are. I'm getting whipped by Carole's hair, but other than that.
We've just come out of the Yacht Club, which is just there, and we're right at the top by the MSC Virtuosa sign, and where they've got this great big digital screen, isn't it, Paul, which is awesome. And then if you look over here, we've just made it out in time for sunset, which is another perfect sunset at sea.
As I'm sure you've seen from our previous videos, we do love a sunset walk around the ship, and we do have to say the Virtuosa is one of the prettiest we've seen at night. The Virtuosa Lounge always seemed like the place to be, with live music playing every night. Despite our best efforts, we never managed to get a seat in here once over the 4 nights of our cruise. It kind of makes you wonder how that's going to pan out when there's 6,500 passengers on the ship.
So this is the theatre, where they have 2 shows a night, 7:30 and 9:30. and I believe there's about 900 seats, but we'll correct us if that's wrong. But yeah, comfortable seats, aren't they, Paulie?
Yeah.
Nowhere to put your drinks. They don't, but you can bring a drink in if you want to.
But there isn't any bar service.
No, no bar service. But yeah, so this is the Le Grand Theatre, where we're coming tonight to watch the last show all about New York, isn't it, Paul?
Once again, it was a very enjoyable show in the theatre tonight, with song and dance routines put together with the most tenuous of links. If a West End show with a storyline is your thing, then this probably won't be for you. But if you enjoy good song and dance routines that are very well produced, you're going to have a good night in here. After the theatre, we headed off for our final instalment of the Soul Sisters. And tonight in the Carousel Lounge, it was the Legends show. It was another good show, but we have to admit, after seeing them for 4 nights on the trot, we were a little bit soul sistered out. With an early start looming in the morning, we decided to do the sensible thing and have one, and yes it was only one, for the road at the lovely Sky Lounge. And as you can see, the views were spectacular.
So we've just woken up from another lovely night's sleep on the MSC Virtuosa, but sadly we're back in Southampton.
Yes, indeed.
So we had to get our cases out of the room by 1 o'clock in the morning, which is not a problem, is it, Paulie? So they'll be sitting on the port side. We've been allocated a time at 10 to 9, so we're just going to go and grab some breakfast and wait for our allocated time, innit, and to get off. No point getting off early. We've tried that before, it doesn't work, your cases will not be there, so that's a tip.
Sometimes they are, but we did it once. We never get off early, and we thought
No.
that once we were actually quite organised and we got off and had to wait about 2 hours. But
Yeah, so stick to your allocated time.
so do as you're told, children.
However, friends of ours, you can just walk off with the cases if you're, for example, going to the train station or want to be home earlier or do what you want. You don't have to stick to the allocated times if you carry your own cases off. Yes.
But as Carole's bought a steamer trunk for the 4 days that we were on here, obviously it's not physically possible for us to carry it.
So we're back in Southampton and we've got the brand new P&O ship Iona just docked. If you can see her here, just over the way. They probably can't because it's a bit far away. And one of the queens is back. I think it's Queen Elizabeth, it looks like. So yes, we're on the Iona in August. So make sure you follow along because we've got 9 other cruises booked, haven't we, Paul?
Yeah, we've got a little bit going on, yeah.
So anyway, so we're going to go and grab some breakfast and make the most of the last hour or so that we've got on board.
As we hadn't yet handed in our pass for the Yacht Club, we thought it'd be rude not to have some breakfast while we were there. The breakfast, as with everything we'd sampled in the Yacht Club, was exceptional. And if you can afford the extra cost, we would definitely recommend it. With breakfast done, we had another quick look around the ship, and then we headed off for disembarkation. Unfortunately, this didn't go as smoothly as we would have hoped.
Dreaded time for a suitcase.
There, I can see him.
Oh yeah, there they are. And they're all socially distanced.
Due to our delayed exit.
Yes. Which we'll tell you about now. Right then, so we're off. It wasn't all smooth sailing at the last bit, was it, Paulie?
Was that a pun you threw in there?
Yes.
No, there was
I tried to get out, they wouldn't let me.
They wouldn't let Carole out because she was a bit of a skipper who owed £33.98, despite the fact that we'd registered a credit card and linked it. They said I owed nothing, Carole owed 33
for our meal at Hola, wasn't it?
So we got escorted to an area. They scanned both cards and they said, well, you haven't registered a card. And they, oh yes you have. You haven't linked a card. And they said, oh no, you have linked a card. So they basically zeroed off Carole's bill, but then it appeared on my bill. Then they said I hadn't registered a card, but then they said, oh yes you have. And then they said they're not linked, and then they said they were linked. So several phone calls later, and I had to go for a little walk.
Yeah, Paulie was
just to
losing
breathe. that they got it sorted.
They did, and the lady was lovely. And there's obviously some glitches in the system, which we've had on other ships before. It's not just for MSC. So what our tip would be is check, and we didn't do it. We should know. We should have checked. We checked our MSC for me app the day before, and everything was fine, wasn't it? The Hola was on there, and everything was 0. So we didn't think anything more of it. So we should have done that. So we should have done that. But we didn't. So the tip is check your credit, your balance right before you get off, the night before or the morning before you line up. And the only disappointing thing we've had is the procedures and policies on board have been fabulous with social distancing, hand hygiene, temperature check-in, but getting off, it was like a bum fight. Everyone is in this long queue, no social distancing. So it was one thing that we would say, MSC, sort it out, get people to wait on the ship and get people out in 10 at a time, not 100 at a time. Yeah. So, but we can't complain. We've had a fabulous 4 days on MSC, a fabulous ship. We've got lots of vlogs coming your way and videos and a full ship review. So if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do, and also follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. So that's a wrap, Paulie Morgan.
That's a wrap. What she said, do all that stuff. And now we're driving back to Gloucester.
Yes. And getting ready for our 9 other cruises we've got booked.
Yes. Hey, nobody likes to show off. For more cruise content from Paul and Carole, why not watch one of these videos next?